and welcome back to Accidentally Profound, the unofficial #1 podcast in Indianapolis, Indiana. I am your host, as always, Drew Kennington, coming to you live from a bit of a different setup today. I'm not sure if you noticed, I'm not in the dojo of creation today. Today I'm in my bedroom, and I'm sure if you're a video watcher of the show, you may notice something else a little different. Yes, the rumors are true. Yes, the headlines are in fact correct. I gotta watch. I got a timepiece. I got a bust down. So yes, you guys see correct. I'm iced out. No, in all seriousness, guys, today I'm joined by the first guest in show history, the social media sensation, the indie creator phenom, the, some might say, Black Woman of the Year, my wife, Naomi Kennington. Welcome to the show. How are you feeling?
Your wife. I feel good. I'm excited to be here. And I'm excited to chit-chat with you.
Yes, that is what we are here to do today. This is your first time ever on a podcast, correct?
Yes, first time.
It's an honor to have you here on the show. Are you a fan of the show? Do you watch? Do you listen? How'd you hear about us?
I know the host really well, really well. So,
Yeah.
I've kind of known about it for a while now.
Oh, so you would say you're an OG?
Yeah, OG of all OGs.
Wow.
Pretty big deal around here.
That's pretty impressive. Now, what I have on my notes here is that you got married yesterday.
Yep.
And from what I can gather on your social media platforms, this is a big deal.
Yeah.
This is no chump change.
Yeah.
I have seen some comments that some say this is their royal wedding, or, you know, as we are Indiana natives, some have said this is their Halliburton wedding.
Right.
So what's it been like going through this process, you know, with the whole content game in mind? Like, going into the wedding, did you have a content lens, like, focused on this, or was you just kind of in the moment?
I'm just in the moment. I'm already doing everything. Was already doing everything leading up to the wedding. So I was like, why not pull my phone out and record? So everything was very authentic and it was very easy. And I would say the only things I really didn't show was me stressing out and arguing on some things with my now husband.
Right, which is he's a pretty cool guy, by the way. Okay, so you got do you have a social media rollout planned here for the show, or not for the show, for your TikTok page, or, you know, are you just gonna kind of wing it and play by ear?
I'm kind of winging it. I mean, like, people keep commenting, asking to see the dress, and I'm like, okay, I just posted a video 2 minutes ago, and you can see me in my dress. So
Right. Very exciting times.
Wait, I recently heard that you got married as well.
I think we might need to end the bit where we don't know each other. I think it's clear at this point we know each other. That was a fun bit. That was a fun time. It was a fun intro. But yeah, guys, today is a super special episode. It is actually episode 30, which is pretty sick. And it is the first guest in show history. I always told Naomi she would be the first guest in show history. And I'm glad that we could make it happen here today. Hopefully, this is the first of many guests. But yeah, I think today's gonna be a fun little episode. We got one little segment queued up, maybe two little segments queued up. But I guess before we get into that, I just want to let's just debrief a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, what was your wedding experience like? Was it, you know, was it everything you thought it would be?
Yeah. Everything about the day was perfect. I had one complaint, but like everything about the day was genuinely perfect.
Are we able to talk about the complaint here on the show, or is
Absolutely.
Do you want to jump into the?
Absolutely.
The floor is yours.
Okay, so like my whole thing is when I have one sip of alcohol, I want to be dancing on the floor all night long. And Drew and I actually got a DJ that we knew was going to mix music really well. We made a playlist of over 100 songs.
That we did.
That we wanted to be played during the wedding because we wanted the dance floor to be jumping. Some way, somehow, dance circles kept forming.
That they did.
And when nobody wanted to get into the middle of the dance circle, everyone's just like kind of like awkwardly standing in a circle waiting for someone to hop in. And I'm like, okay, forget this dance circle. It's not happening. Everybody just dance. So that was my only gripe, because I'm like, how do these keep happening? Literally, I don't know how to it kept happening.
Yeah, I do agree with you. That was kind of funny. We would just be dancing, you know, having a good time like you do at a wedding. And I look around and all of a sudden there's just a circle formed around me. And like, I'm not a dancer. Granted, I was getting after it. You know, my previous wedding experience, I was more of like a white guy shuffle. You know, kind of stand off to the side, hands up, and just kind of sway back and forth. That was like my whole bag. That was my whole playbook. But last night, I was tuned up. I don't know how many drinks I had, but I was pretty loose. So I was getting down. I was moving my body in ways didn't think was possible. And I look up, and yeah, everyone's just staring at me, like kind of on some like "go white boy go" shit. And I'm like, that is not what we are doing here. But I will say, you did bring this to my attention while we were there. It was partially my fault because somebody would be getting down. Because there were some people there that could dance pretty well, and they'd be getting down, and I'd like stand there and be like oh, or like saying like get it or something, and then everyone kind of turn around and look at him and like circle around him. So partially my fault. I'll put a hand up there, but yeah, kind of funny that there was a bunch of dance circles forming. But other than that, ceremony stuff, all that, decorations, everything go well for you.
Yeah, everything was perfect. Like that's kind of like the first time that you see everything that you've been planning for the last year, sometimes 2 years, like actually put together. So it was very cool to see everything that I had in my mind laid out in front of me. Like that was very cool. I was very happy with everything. And then the ceremony was great. I was actually standing like about to walk with my dad down the aisle, and it started sprinkling like rain, and I almost had a panic attack. Almost had a freak out. And my dad was like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. My dad pulled out his phone as we're about to walk down the aisle.
What a guy.
And checks the weather, and I'm like, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. But just sprinkled for a little bit, and then pictures went really quick, really good. We had a shot.
We did have a shot of
after
tequila.
the ceremony, which
First
was
time
great.
doing the lime.
Yeah.
Like where you take the shot of tequila and you hit the lime. We didn't have like the salt, but we did the lime, and that worked.
It was actually like kind of good.
Yeah, I took the shot, and then I immediately bit into the lime, and I was like,
kind of good.
Yeah, I can do this.
Yeah. And then reception started and everything flowed perfectly. We had a sweetheart table, so we were able to like look around at everyone and see everyone having fun and wave at all of our friends. And then we did some dancing and danced the night away, and then we left. Oh, and we had Taco Bell.
Yeah, we did. It was a pretty cool experience, just to see, because something I guess they don't really. I mean, they do, I guess. They talk about like bridezillas and things like that, but they just don't talk about like the stress that it puts on everyone. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like everybody involved with the wedding has this like underlying stress, underlying anxiety around the event, and that stress, that anxiety, it just kind of like follows you throughout your life. Like like you could just be at work, nothing at all to do with your wedding, and then you just remember, like, oh, I had this big event that's a little bit out of my comfort zone, because I don't think many people are super comfortable walking in front of 100, 200, 300 people confessing their love to someone in a very vulnerable state like that. It can be very uncomfortable. So I think just getting past that and getting through that and seeing that, well, A, it wasn't as scary as my mind had made it out to be.
Yeah.
It was actually a really, really enjoyable experience, and every part of it was super fun and super enjoyable. And I hate to sound cliche, but it really was probably the best day of my life.
If I could do it again, I would.
Yeah, that was so much fun. In the past, when people would be like, my wedding was the best day of my life, I'm like, shut up. You're probably just boring. You ever been to Yellowstone? That's what I thought, Bethany. I have.
You ever went to Taco Bell at 2 a.m.? Right. Right.
So yeah, but no, when I was really like seeing all my friends, seeing all my family, like the people that I care about most, it was literally the people that we cared about the most in the entire world. We're all in one room. There was an open bar, and we were just getting after it.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I
agree. I agree.
Highly recommend it to anyone. Like, if I understand it's not in everybody's financial realm of possibility to have a wedding.
Pause though, because I would say like if you can do a wedding, like what I learned from this whole experience is that you can make your wedding literally whatever you want it to be. Whatever you want it to be.
That's very true.
Like if you cut costs on certain things, like you can make your wedding whatever you want it to be, and you can do it in a costly manner as well. So I feel like if you're like on the fence about having a wedding, or like you don't want to look into it, you just like have this stigma. You see stuff on TikTok about people being like, I spent $50,000 over my budget for the wedding. It's like, well,
And then
Just bad with your money.
It'll be like the most out of touch person ever.
Yeah.
Like, I want to start by saying I'm so grateful.
Yeah, it's like,
and they're like,
okay.
okay, cool. I spent $45,000 on my dress. It's like
okay.
shut the fuck up.
You can literally find a dress at a thrift store. You can find, like, everybody knows a DJ. Like, you can do a wedding on a budget and make it really beautiful and really awesome too. So I don't know. I just feel like everyone should have a wedding now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even we've experienced like almost like
Yeah.
kind of every end of the spectrum when it comes to weddings, and like I think we've been to ones that are really expensive and they were really fun, and we've been to ones that were definitely more budget friendly, definitely more DIY, and they were just as fun, just as memorable, and just as special to the couple. Mm-hmm. Like that's really what it's about. I feel like people get so focused on the glitz and the glamour of the wedding day, you know, all the whatever it is, the theatrics of it all. But at the end of the day, the core reason you're here is to celebrate your love, you know, celebrate the unity of you with this person. And that celebration is you invite, you know, the closest people, your best friends, your family, things like that. So all you really need is a room where you can all hang out and play some music and dance and some alcohol.
Literally.
So you could make it as bare bones as possible. You just need to have the right crowd and the right people. You could have $100,000 wedding and have a bunch of squares who don't dance, who don't do anything, and the wedding would suck.
Yeah.
But you could have the cheapest, most budget-friendly wedding possible with some lit people.
Yeah.
And it would be the greatest time ever. So it truly is about the energy you bring and the people you surround yourself with. That makes the wedding, not the price tag you put on it.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're spitting.
Hey, I know you may not be new to the show here, but that's what we do. That's what we do here. We come on here, we spit. All right. We have the hottest takes. We have the best pizzazz, whatever it may be. But yeah, I mean, we have a little list here of things, so we don't got to get like too deep into every little intricate detail of the wedding.
Well, I want to know about your wedding experience.
Oh, I had a great time. Mine was 10 out of 10. Coming into it, I didn't know what to expect. I was very anxious. I was very nervous. And honestly, I was kind of ready for it to all just kind of be over so we could all just get on with our lives, if I'm being honest. And the funny thing is, the most anxious and the most stressed I was in this whole experience was walking to the venue the night of the rehearsal.
Which is wild.
I'm not sure why that, like, my heart was beating. I was like kind of like stress sweating a little bit. That was when I was the most nervous. But once I got in there and once I saw my guys, my groomsmen, I went and talked to my dad. I went and hugged my mom. It was like, okay, we're all kind of in this together.
Yeah.
Like, this is all something none of us are super comfortable doing.
Yeah. Like, it's an event for us, but like everyone here is involved.
Yeah. So it made me feel a little bit better because it's like, this isn't just like me stressing out. This isn't something scary for me. It's like all of us are kind of taking this like vulnerable experience in together. And you know, the rehearsal went well. The rehearsal dinner was fire. And then hanging out with my guys the night after, it just got me so excited. And then leading up to the whole event, the day of, I was pacing a little bit in the groom suite. I'm not gonna lie to you. And then once we actually started the ceremony, I got a little emotional. I'm not gonna lie. I was telling Naomi leading up to from the day we got engaged, I was like, I'm not gonna cry at our wedding. I just want you to know that I'm not gonna cry because I'm not a crier.
He was banging it into my head. He was like, I'm not gonna cry. Don't get your hopes.
There was also like a bit of a I kind of wanted it to be that way because I didn't want to set the precedent that I was going to cry, and then the event that I didn't cry, you know, ruin the moment potentially. So I was like, if I instill it in her head that I am not going to cry, and I don't cry, well, she already expected that. But if I keep telling her I'm not going to cry, and then I do cry, it's going to be so sweet, it's going to be so kind, she's going to be so caught off guard. So there was also a little bit of that, but I did genuinely believe I was not going to cry.
But everyone I talked to, like I talked to his mom and his sister and my mom and my maids of honor, and they were all like, he's going to cry. And I was like, I just don't think he will.
So yeah, again, didn't think I was going to cry the day of. So yesterday morning, did not think I was going to cry. And then when I was standing downstairs, lining up, about to walk down to the ceremony pad, because it was outside, and we started off inside, I saw my grandma, and she, like, looked like, she wasn't, I don't know if she was, like, teary-eyed, but I said something to her, and I was like, I was like, hey, like, you ready for this? And she just kind of like looked at me and like couldn't talk because I knew she was like fighting back tears, and that like kind of, I guess, lit the fire underneath me of like, uh-oh. And I kind of like had to bite my tongue a little bit, bite my lip to like lock myself in. And then we went down there and I was cool. I was fighting it back a little bit, and then one of my best friends, one of my boys that I've known since like I was 9 or 10, Sean, he came down the aisle and I saw him. We looked at each other, and that's when I was like, oh. And then I held it together, and then my best man Christian came down and he dapped me up and we hugged and he's like, I love you, man. And I was like, ah. like oh, I was fighting for my life. And then I turned around because Naomi wanted me to turn around because it was kind of a long walk for her to come down. And yeah, as soon as her maid of honor signaled for me to turn around, I lost it. I wasn't sobbing. I don't want you to paint that image, but I definitely cried. I definitely shed some tears. I definitely was pretty high in emotion because it was a very emotional experience. It was a very great experience. But yeah, and then after that, I was pretty cool. I almost cried during our first dance just because I had visions of us dancing in the living room to the song that because we practiced it a couple times to the song that we picked. So when we were doing our first dance, I almost dropped a few more tears, but yeah, pretty emotional experience. Definitely a great time. The reception was better than I could have ever imagined. I did not expect our reception to go that well.
Really?
I mean, I knew it would be fun. I guess just like from my own experience, I didn't expect to have that much fun.
Yeah.
You know? Like, it truly felt like we were just at a party. Mm-hmm. You know, like, it didn't feel like we were at some wedding with some, like, super formal event. It just felt like we were at, like, a party in a banquet room.
I mean, it literally was a party just for us.
Yeah, but, like, it truly felt like a party.
Yeah.
Like, I know some people are like, oh, my God, let's go celebrate. But then, like, it just kind of feels like, it feels like you're at a wedding, if that makes sense. Like, they're playing the basic wedding songs.
Yeah.
You're doing the basic wedding dances. Someone's grandma's out there dance. They do a slow dance song. It was just straight bangers.
Yeah, we didn't do any.
Heat.
Yeah.
It was like, it wasn't basic wedding songs. It was like whatever. It was songs we liked. It was music that we actually listened to. Music that we actually, like, got excited and, like, were rapping to and all these things. So I think that alone made it such a great experience. And just, like, all of our friends who participated and joined in on the dance floor and just like came up to us and said like nice things. It was sick. It was sick.
And the speeches were probably my favorite part.
They were. The speeches were awesome.
So sweet, and I don't know, like a speech like that.
I just spilled Diet Coke all over the bed.
You did?
Yeah.
It's fine.
We'll clean that up post podcast.
All the speeches, like when people, you're kind of just like wearing your heart on your sleeve. Like everyone's wearing their heart on their sleeves all day. So it's just like,
yeah,
it's very kind. And like even Christian, like his speech, like I wasn't expecting it, you know, like it was just it was super sweet. And you kind of get to realize and understand how people like really feel about you. So
I think that was one of the cool parts as well, was because you know how guys are, like we're not the most vulnerable with our feelings. You know, it's not very often you tell your boys that you love them and things like that. And it really, like, you could, like, feel the love. You could feel the genuine, like, how much these boys cared about me and how much I cared about them just throughout this experience, like, me and my groomsmen. It was really cool. And I think the coolest part of all, it was, like, the fact that they all bonded. You know, like, these 4 dudes that were standing up there with me are, like, some of the most important people in my life. From a friendship perspective. And the fact that they were able to hang out and bond and have fun together, it just meant so much to me. And we had so much fun together. And it was definitely, just the entire journey of it was just, it's an unforgettable experience.
Yeah.
You know, I'll never forget it. It'll be something I look fondly back on for the rest of my life. It'll be like something, and that's something that we all shared together.
Yeah.
Not only just me and you, but like the guests of the wedding, our wedding party, our family, you know, this is all something we all went through together, and we can all look back on it with great fondness and great memory, and just, you know, be happy and celebrate our love, which is the big thing of what it all was.
That was the whole reason we were there.
That is the reason you have a wedding.
Yep.
That is the reason. All right, so I think we covered how we felt, our wedding experience. Do you want to jump into our list?
I think so.
Okay, so what we have here, we were driving around to, hey, a lot of errands. Before we get into this, wedding rental people, I got something to say to y'all. Why are you making me return my stuff the day after my wedding?
Facts.
Men's Warehouse specifically, I'm dropping names. I rent a suit, and I get the email saying, yeah, you got to return it the next day, or it's a $20 late fee for every day you don't turn it in. I just had a wedding last night. The last thing I'm worried about is taking my grimy suit. Should I tell them that? I ripped my pants as well. I ripped my pants in this suit, so I got holes in the pants. I got white women spray tan on my shirt. And I got to take this the next day after I just party rage. Give me like a 3 to 4 day grace period.
Well, even then, I feel like a week.
Yeah,
like a week and a half
is
like very fair considering people usually go on their honeymoon.
What if I left for my honeymoon
last night?
Yeah. What if I left the wedding, got on a plane, and went to the honeymoon? You're not getting your suit.
Right, exactly. I just think that's really rude.
That was kind of crazy.
So now we have like a whole bunch of rental stuff that we can't like, not necessarily get rid of, but like we got to figure out what to do with it because we're going to be gone.
Yeah, so we spent our entire day today running around and returning stuff and taking care of post-wedding errands. Okay, I'm going to get off my high horse.
Yeah.
So as we were driving around running these said errands, we put together a list that we thought would be pretty fun. I about said podcast. Wedding do's and don'ts. So we've got 7 each, and we're going to kind of go through and tell you the things that you should do if you're planning a wedding, or if you've done a wedding, maybe you'll agree with us, things you should do and things you should not do. So would you like to start, or do you want me to start?
Yeah, should we go every other, a do and then a don't?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
Drew and I have been to many a wedding.
That we have.
Many. And the biggest thing that I feel myself complaining about after a wedding is, man, it took a long time to get some food. I was starving.
Yep.
Because people will do speech after speech after speech. Good. People will do speech after speech after speech, and then we'll do dances, mother, son, father, daughter, and first dance, and then we'll cut the cake, and then we'll do dessert.
Which are all great. They're all special.
We did them.
We did them as well.
However, let your people eat food.
Yes.
So our first do is have your speeches during or after dinner.
1000%.
Respectfully, if your wedding is at 4:30, let's just go by our timeline from yesterday. If our wedding is at 4:30, cocktail hour is at 5. Cocktail hour is from 5 to 6:15-ish. We come in, we do our grand entrance, we do our first dance. Food should be right after.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not going to make these people sit and watch 5 different dances, 2 to 3 different speeches before they can, even cake cutting. Why are we doing cake cutting before dinner?
Yeah. It's a valid take.
So that's my first do, because I don't know. I don't want people being hungry. And like with cocktail hour, it's never like real food. It's just like,
it's like little finger foods, little snacks.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Like, I mean, ours was a charcuterie board. If you're really hungry, you're not going to get full of a charcuterie board. No. But no, I completely agree. I get it. Like, you have to, when we went into the planning of this wedding, we also kept in mind the outside, the less close friends, like the work friends or the friends who aren't like super tight with your family. As someone who's been that at weddings, really, to be honest with you, I really don't care too much about your best man maid of honor speech, because I don't know these people.
Right.
Like Naomi's work friends who were there did not know my best man.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it's like very sweet and very touching for me and him. But if he goes on a 5-minute long monologue up there by himself, which is, it's perfectly fine to do that. This is a big moment for a best man and then the groom. If I'm sitting there hungry, I'm mad. I'm frustrated now because I am hungry, and this guy who I don't even know is stuttering and mumbling into the mic for 5 minutes, and I'm like, I just want I want a chicken breast.
Literally.
Bring me some mac and cheese.
Yeah.
But it's like, if you feed me, I'm like a dog. If you feed me, I'm just chilling. I'm posted up now. I'm like, man, I got a full belly. Let's see what he's got to say. And like, you know what? That was a good joke, bro.
Exactly.
So, so like, just give your people the food. Let them have the food. Then they can enjoy the dances more. Or like, really, like, to be honest, again, there's like those lesser. They don't really care too much about the mother-son dance. They don't really care too much about that kind of stuff. Let them eat their food. Let them do what they got to do. And then, so that way they're in higher spirits and a better mood. So when that dance floor opens up, everyone's ready to get jumping.
Yeah. All right. Let's do our first don't.
So the first don't we have on the list is, I don't think you should do a first look. As stated before, men aren't very emotional. We don't cry a lot. We don't express a lot of emotion. And there is this kind of like stigma and this kind of expectation for men that they need to be crying on the wedding day or they don't care about their woman. I personally feel like if at our wedding we did a first look, I would not have cried at the first look. I just don't think it has the same emotion. It doesn't have the same build up. It doesn't have the same I don't know, like I don't even know.
The same effect.
Yeah, the same effect as seeing your wife, or I guess fiance, whatever, walking down that aisle. And I understand some people don't want to read their vows in front of everyone else, but I feel like if there's any day to express your love openly, loud, and to the world, it's on your wedding day.
Well, also respectfully, if you don't want to read your vows in front of everyone, okay, understandable. I get it. It's a little nerve-wracking. But you can also do private vows without looking at each other.
Yeah.
So, like, just do your vows elsewhere and then see each other for the first time. But
then, even if you're in the moment and you're, like, touching each other, I think it makes a stronger emotional moment when you haven't seen your person all day and you haven't looked at them, you haven't talked to them, you haven't touched them, you haven't been around them. And then the first time you get to see them is when they're walking down the aisle to become your wife. I feel like it just makes for a better reaction. It makes for a better moment. And it just makes it all just so much more powerful.
Yeah.
So don't do a first look.
Yeah. I mean, like, to each their own. Like, especially when you do a first look, too, the ceremonies are, like, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Literally 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm pro no first look.
Yeah. I'll do the next do, and then you can do
Perfect.
the next don't. The next do we have on the list, get a good DJ. I cannot tell you how many people came up to me at our wedding saying, who is that DJ? Because he was mixing and he was playing all the right songs, and they're like, he is setting the tone, he's setting the vibe. The dance floor at our wedding was going all night. There was people that I didn't even know could dance. I didn't even know had moves like that were out there on the dance floor.
Facts.
I had someone come up to me and say, hey, I wanted to leave hours ago.
Yeah.
But the DJ was so good. I was having so much fun. So many people said it was the best wedding they've ever been to. And I think the DJ played a huge part into that.
1,000%.
So I think if you are going to splurge on anything, I think it really is splurge on getting a good DJ. And it's really not that much. Like, I think, did we pay $2,000?
Below that.
Yeah, below $2,000. And I feel like even like cheap, like DJs start out at I feel like $800-900.
Yeah.
So if you throw out an extra $1,000 more, it can elevate your experience that much more. So I'm going to shout him out. We used Wedding Crash Kings. Mm-hmm. He's the GOAT. Go use Phil.
He's awesome.
He was so goated. He was, yeah.
He literally came up, or like he wrote us a thank you note, and he came up to us while we were eating dinner, and he was like, what did he say? He was like, I've never been so excited to play so many of these songs because we made him a playlist of songs that we wanted. He was like, I've never been, like, your dance floor is going to be lit. Like, so like, I feel like 1, have good music taste, and 2, get a good DJ.
Yes. Okay. You can go into the next don't, because I feel like you're pretty passionate about this next one.
So the next don't of having a wedding is do not allow kids. Respectfully, kids are adorable. They're adorable to look at. They're funny. You can laugh at them. They do silly things, whatnot. A wedding is no place for a child. Respectfully. And I mean that in the nicest way possible. There was all but one child at our wedding. Mm-hmm. And
my boy Walter.
It's our nephew. Yeah, it's our nephew. And he's 4 years old. Cute, adorable. I love him. However, there's just a kid running around. Now, imagine if we allowed kids at our wedding. There would be multiple kids people screaming during the ceremony, kids screaming, babies crying. Absolutely not. I feel like any wedding should be adults only. I feel like having a kid just makes it feel, I don't want to say too family oriented, because it is supposed to be family oriented, but this is like, this is an event. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not just a place for, it's not a family reunion. It's not a place for you to bring everyone that you've ever birthed.
I agree, because like she was saying, my nephew was there and he was running around, which like he was running around during dinner. He was running around like all this stuff, which was cute because like there's just one of him. It was just him. And like, that's my boy. You know what I mean? That's my boy Wilder. I want him to have the time of his life. I love that he's running around having fun. But if there was like 5, 6 kids running around yelling, screaming, I would have been like, we gotta get the cages out. We gotta go like tie these kids off outside. Like, what are we doing here? And it is like, with what you're saying that it feels too family oriented, I agree, because I mean the reality of it is, if you're trying to get loose, if you're trying to get crazy, if you're trying to have a good ass time at your wedding reception, the music might be a little vulgar. There might be some ass shaking. In our case, there might be some boob bouncing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, things are going to get a little crazy. Things are going to get a little hectic. And if you have little kids running around, you're going to tone it down. You're not going to be getting as crazy. You're not going to be getting as wild. You're not going to let loose as much as you would.
And you're not going to enjoy your night the way that you should be, because there's children around.
Because even if it's your children, you know, like if you brought 2 kids, you're not going to get drunk. You're going to have like maybe 1 glass of wine. You're going to be chasing your kids around the whole time.
Lame.
So it's like, I think... Now, if you're like 50 or 60 getting married, I feel like you're probably not listening to this podcast, but you are kind of maybe exempt. But if you're young and in your 20s and you want to really have the best overall wedding experience, I think it is no kids. I think kids bring the vibe down respectfully.
I agree.
And they make people and even the parents of those kids not be able to be fully themselves.
Yeah, because they're not like, they're on guard. Like, they're just waiting for something to happen with the child, or they're like making sure that the child is okay. It's like, no, don't care about this child respectfully and enjoy yourself.
But if you do have 1 kid there, it's pretty lit. Wilder was the star of the show.
Only if it's Wilder, though.
We'll book him out. Hit me up. I got a flat rate, $650 per appearance fee. Let me know. I'll get him to your wedding. He was doing handstands.
Yep.
He was doing a little stanky leg.
Yep.
Like, he's him. So we'll
doing the worm, Loki.
Yeah, he's the goat.
Yeah.
He's the goat. Okay, next up, you can do that one.
Okay, our next do is hire a wedding coordinator. When I tell you, Drew and I both have full-time jobs, obviously.
Money.
Obviously we had the time to plan a wedding. We did it. We did have the time to plan a wedding. I don't know how you could have a wedding without having a wedding coordinator. Honestly, I don't think I could have gotten through yesterday without our wedding coordinator. Like, she made everything feel so easy. If I was worried about anything, she's like, whatever, it's already taken care of. Like, so calm, so even keeled, like not a care in the world, almost as if like it was just like a drop in the bucket. Like, I was on the way to the venue, and like I have a Cocker Spaniel. We have a Cocker Spaniel. Her name is Coco.
Shout out.
And
friend of the show, Coco. She's been on here before.
Yeah. And I wanted to bring her, because she was going to be in the wedding, I wanted to bring her to the venue. When I talked to the people at the venue the first time, they were like, no dogs allowed, sorry. So I shot a text before I headed to the venue, and I said, just want to confirm, I texted our wedding coordinator. I said, just want to confirm that Coco cannot come. And Emma was like, let me double check. And she texted me back like a minute later, and she was like, Coco can come, but she stays in the suite. And I said, that's all I needed. But literally, she took care of everything. If you want to touch on like Taco Bell and like.
Yeah, so I'll touch on the Taco Bell in a second. But the big thing for me was that on the day of the wedding, I had zero stress because I knew that our wedding coordinator had it. If anything was brought to my attention that was like something that I should be stressing about, or like I was starting to think like, oh, what about this? I was like, she's got it. I know she'll take care of it. One of my duties the day of the wedding was to make sure that the late night snack got there on time, and it was Taco Bell. So I put in a DoorDash order, set to be delivered at like 9 o'clock. And later in the night, when it was like around 8 o'clock, I was like, we should probably like check on this. So I literally just grabbed my phone. It was in the groom suite. Grab my phone, give it to the wedding coordinator. I'm like, this is my phone code. Here's the DoorDash app. Whatever needs to be done, make it happen. Got it. Like 30, 40 minutes later, I turn around and she's carrying in bags of Taco Bell. Go. I had a Uber scheduled to take us home, which we'll get into that in our next don't. Uber scheduled to pick us up, and I was like, I gave her my phone again. I was like, hey, if anything happens with the Uber, let me know. And even she came up to me later in the night at like 9:30, and she was like, hey guys, just letting you know, it's 9:30. We're scheduled to end at 11. She's like, that's an hour and a half more of dancing. Do you guys want to keep dancing, or do you want to call your Uber for earlier?
And this whole time, throughout this whole wedding experience, I've been like joking around, being like, I'm gonna want to leave my own wedding early, but like we did want to leave.
We did. So the earliest I could schedule the Uber to come pick us up was 10:20. So I was like, all right, 10:20 is when we're leaving, and that's exactly what happened. We were driving out of the venue at 10:20, and it's because the wedding coordinator made the call, let the DJ know, let everyone know, like, hey, this is happening. So 1,000% get a wedding coordinator, and get a good wedding coordinator. We'll shout out her too. By Woven Designs. Shout out Emma. She's the GOAT. Hire her. But yeah, get a wedding coordinator. It is phenomenal.
Yeah.
The next don't here on our list, which I said kind of plays into our Uber experience. Do not book a luxury rental car service to pick you up from the venue.
Let me just tell a quick story about this.
I was about to say, this is like, you were the one that kind of got us.
Let me tell a quick story about this. So, I do content in Indianapolis, obviously.
We've covered that here on the show.
Yeah, Drew's talked about it before.
I mean, I'm wearing the Odyssey shirt that I got from seeing Odyssey in 70mm early. It was a week early. Yeah.
Advanced screening for free.
Whatever. Humble.
So I do content. And so I was reaching out to some local places in Indianapolis about possibly doing some content in exchange for, you know, some services either at a discounted rate or for free. I never expect anything, but it's always just worth it to just like ask, you know, like people are in need of stuff like that these days. Whatever. I reach out to a luxury car rental service and I was like, hey, I do content, like, want to see if you'd be up to do like a little collab. And they were like, yep, totally get it. Like, we are a small team, so we can't offer anything for completely free. And I was like, no, that is okay. Like, we're happy to do it. Like, I'm happy to like pay. Like, let me know like what the prices and stuff are. And like, I'll talk it over with my fiance. They're like, okay, cool. They email me, ask me the from and to location, ask me what time, and how many people are going to be in the car. Send all that information over. What kind of car was it?
It was a Mercedes-Benz S-Class.
Mercedes-Benz.
Pretty nice car.
S-Class. $500 to drive us 30 minutes down the road.
Tip not included, by the way.
Yeah.
For the driver.
And then they say, with the option to tip your chauffeur.
Yeah. So tip not included, $500. So I saw that and I said, absolutely not. I'm sure the Mercedes is nice. I'm sure it's a world-class experience. We're getting an Uber. I ordered an Uber Premier, a premium vehicle with a highly rated driver. What, $75? And I tipped the guy $30. I was like, you're a solid dude. $30, $105 all in, right? Dude pulled up at 11, popped the trunk for us. We loaded everything up. It was a super nice Cadillac.
Yeah, it was very nice.
Super clean. He was a really great driver. I mean, he just sat there and didn't talk and just allowed us, like, that's the best Uber drivers, the ones that don't talk.
Yeah.
They just allow you to talk in the back seat. When we got there, he got out, unloaded our bags for us. He shook my hand and said, congratulations. I was like, that is everything that the $500 would have cost us.
Exactly.
I got it for $100. And that's because I tipped him a lot.
Yeah.
So do not book a luxury rental car service. Just book an Uber Premier.
Literally.
The experience was, I think, just as good, if not better, than booking through some luxury rental service. And it was so much cheaper.
I think it was better because it was cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah, it was cheaper, yeah.
$100 versus $500 and you get the same exact experience. Let me know which one you're picking.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments down below. Okay, and next on our do's list is table captains. So this is actually an idea that Naomi had to nominate one person from every table to be the table captain. Essentially, their role was to... They were like kind of the life of the party. They were the person making sure the table was lit, everyone was dancing, everyone's drinks were full, bringing the energy. And to signify the table captains, we made little trading cards, like little player cards for each table captain with their picture on it, and then some like overall stats on the back. Huge hit. everyone loved it. While we were doing our dinner, the tables were doing like cheers. Each separate table was doing a cheer. They were doing chants. I was seeing people getting up, like the table captains getting up and like getting their table drinks and stuff like that. It was a huge hit. Everyone that got one said they were so excited and that they were so appreciative of it. So definitely do table captains.
I was going to say, like, table captains are becoming a lot more popular these days. And when I first saw it, my friend sent it to me, actually. When I first saw it, it was like an armband for, like, captains for soccer. Drew and I love basketball. So I was like, first of all, basketball is better. Second of all, way cooler if we make, like, personalized trading cards. So I enjoyed it. I think it was super cool. I think everyone loved it too. And everyone had their overs and people were fighting over who was rated higher other than other people.
Overalls,
yeah. So I think it was very cool. And it was very easy.
Yeah.
Oh, and another thing I was going to mention too is that we didn't do favors. So that was kind of our way of like doing favors for select people.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very cool. And it like didn't take that much time. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so our next don't is don't wait until the last minute to do planning. So Drew and I got engaged last October. And when we first got engaged, we were like, don't even want to think about this wedding for real. We'll get married in 2027. Whatever, we were fine. We looked at August 2026. We were like, yeah, let's book it. And I think what made the wedding planning thing just so enjoyable for us was that we were doing little things month by month. Like I feel like we got engaged, we waited a little bit before we started like looking into anything too deeply, but then like once we got the venue, we went to a wedding the next month, and then we got our photographer, and then we got our DJ the next month, and like each month we were doing something. So like we got everything. I got my dress. We looked at rings. Like we were doing little things little by little so that we weren't overwhelming ourselves, because people will tell you that wedding planning is the worst thing in the whole entire world. And that I truly believe is because people have too high of expectations.
Yeah.
And they're procrastinators.
No, I agree. I think doing it was still stressful. I'm not saying that like, oh, it was so easy and so much fun, but it was definitely like the last week, there was only a handful of things we had to check off the list. You know, everything was already taken care of beforehand, and just doing the little things every month to get you to that point, it made it so much easier at the end and so much less stressful. So definitely do not wait until the last minute to do planning.
1000%.
2.
Our next do, I feel like Drew's really passionate about this, but I'll start it off. Highly recommend having an open bar.
Yes.
If you're going to be throwing a party, let's just put it like this. If you're having a party at your house, you're hosting a party at your house, you're inviting all of your friends, are you telling them to buy their own food and buy their own drinks at your party that you're throwing at your house? Probably not.
No.
So if you're going to have a wedding, an open bar is like mandatory, in my opinion. Also because it encourages people to have more drinks because they're not paying for it.
Exactly. Yeah, you want to get the most out of it.
Yes.
It's like, oh my God, this is free liquor.
Yes.
You know?
So it's like, I'm already here. I'm already having fun. I have a hotel booked for the night. Let's get wild.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely a big proponent on an open bar, because I know for my own personality, I'm naturally a more introverted, more reserved person.
Same.
But when I get like 2 to 3 beers in me, I open up a lot. I'm a social butterfly. I can talk to anyone about anything, and I'm just a lot more myself. I'm a lot more loose. I'm a lot more comfortable. And I think if you're having a party and you're having a celebration, you want people to be their most comfortable. You want people to feel that they can be themselves. And I think allowing them the opportunity to have the open bar and drink as much as they want, to where they can get to that point where they feel comfortable and then they can be silly and even maybe get a little too drunk to where they're being like super silly. I think it just creates for an overall better experience, because there was some people there that I had never really seen like that. I didn't know they could dance like that. I didn't know they had that in their personality.
I don't think they knew that either.
Exactly. Even myself, I was pulling out dances I didn't know, and it's because of the open bar. It was because of allowing myself just to like not worry about like, man, I've spent I'll spend $50 on
Yeah,
beer.
on drinks.
You know, it's just like, man, just go get a beer, go get a drink, like live, like be in the moment, have some fun. I think again, if you want to have a great, memorable wedding, if it's in your budget, I understand it's not in everyone's budget. It can be expensive at the venue, but if you have the option, do an open bar.
1,000%.
Next thing on our don'ts list is do not invite random people. I've gone to some weddings that have very high guest counts. And I feel like, respectfully, you don't know that many people.
No, you really don't.
Maybe you know them, but you're not that close with that many people.
No.
So I feel like when you get into those higher guest count weddings where you have so many people there, not only is it super expensive, because if you're paying for their dinner, you're paying for all these people's dinner.
Right.
If you're paying for the open bar, you're paying for all of these people to drink.
Right.
And now you just have a bunch of people that you really don't know that well. Because, I mean, maybe you know them, but you're not like super, super tight and super, super close with them. So I think, again, to make your wedding great, I think you just strictly invite the people that are the closest to you. Intermediate family, like family members you actually talk to. Family members you actually like genuinely have a connection with. And friends that you see often enough or like have a close enough connection with that you know that like when you see them it's not going to be weird. It's not going to be like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in forever. Yeah. It's like, my boy, you're dapping them up. You're just so gassed because they're there.
Yeah.
If you keep it lower, keep it more tight-knit, keep it more intimate, I think it'll overall just be a more enjoyable experience for everybody.
Yeah, it feels more special. I was also going to say I saw something online that it was like, if you wouldn't grab coffee with them, don't invite them.
Yeah, that's fair. That's very fair.
I would grab coffee with every single person that was at the wedding last night.
Yeah.
All right. You want to do our next do?
Our next do, late night snack. So we spoke on it. We had Taco Bell as our late night snack. I don't really think this one's kind of self-explanatory. I don't think we need to go too deep on this one. People are hungry. People are dancing. People are raging. They're drunk. What do you want when you're drunk? You want fast food. It's just true. I mean, sure, there's probably some health nuts that are like, I want a granola bar. You're a fucking loser. I want fast food. I don't know how many Miller Lights deep. I've been dancing for the last 3 hours. And then someone says, hey, Drew, I've got a grilled cheese burrito here for you.
Hello?
I levitated over to the table and grabbed it and ate it. It was the best burrito I've had in my entire life. A late night snack is a must, but you have to do it right. If you do something lame like, we have fun-sized Snickers bars as a late night snack, it's like, I'm going to pull a gun out and shoot this wedding up. Give me a cheeseburger. So
also, it's just like, that's so disrespectful. You're telling me I got here at 4 o'clock. I had a charcuterie board. Charcuterie board during cocktail hour.
Ritz crackers for lunch.
And then I had pizza. I ate dinner at 6:30, 7 o'clock, and now it's 10:30. We're exerting energy and we're dancing.
I'm drunk.
I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Like, give me something good. I don't want a cookie right now.
Yeah.
I want a burrito, a grilled cheese burrito. I want a quesadilla. I want McDonald's French fries. I want a large Diet Coke.
Yep. Period.
Do it. Like, I don't know why people are acting like a late night snack is like such a hassle. He literally placed the DoorDash order in the morning.
It was noon. I just went on there and I added essentially 48 tacos and then whatever we wanted. It was like $150, which I mean, obviously it's like, that's a little pricey, whatever. But, and then I just hit schedule to get delivered at 9 o'clock.
And they were all gone.
Yeah.
Everything was gone.
I thought I got way too many. I thought 48 tacos was like way too much, but I turned around and they were all gone.
Yeah, within like 20 minutes.
I don't know if he dispersed them, but I did see one of my boys walking with 4 burritos.
Bruh.
I don't know if he passed them out or not, but he walked by me with 4 burritos and goes, oh yeah. It was Sean. I'm calling you out, Sean. He was 4-fisted burritos, bro. He had them boys on him.
That's so funny. Okay.
I think it's yours. I think this, yeah, because I mean you're the content person. I think this is the perfect one for you.
So our next don't on the list, when they talk about your wedding vendors that you have to make your day most memorable and special, they always say photographer, videographer, and those are really the two, like obviously a DJ as well, but like photographer and videographer, they go together. I was thinking about it. I had some chats. I was in some talks with some different videographers. Had my photographer picked out already, but was in some talks with some different videographers, and like every quote that we got, I was just like, oh my gosh. Like, and then on top of that too, I was like, I don't care to have a 15-minute long video of the day.
No one's watching that. Respectfully. No, I'm not watching that.
I literally don't care. Like, we would probably sit down and watch it once and then never again.
If my best man, I call him my brother-in-law, but technically he's not my brother-in-law. He's engaged to my sister. If they got married and had a 15-minute wedding video and he posted it on his social media, I am not watching that.
No, I'm not.
Respectfully.
Honestly, if I'm in a wedding and my friend posts a 15-minute long wedding video, I'm scrolling through to see the parts of me.
That's true. That's true.
It's so true. Like, yeah, you're scrolling through to see.
Where am I at?
Yeah, where am I? What moment did they catch of me? Like, I'm not watching the whole thing because, like, this, it has something to do with me, but, like, not really. Like, this is your day. So, the alternative that we did is we got some camcorders from Love Film Co. They sent us over some camcorders. We had 2. I had one with the grooms. I had one with the bride. I was the bride.
Yeah.
Had one with the girls. And so we were just capturing everything from like the morning of, getting ready, doing things throughout the venue before the actual ceremony. We didn't have them out during the ceremony because I forgot.
And it would have sucked anyway. It wouldn't have been that good of footage because the mic sucked on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would.
So we didn't have them during the ceremony, but I'm telling you, on that dance floor, they were a hit. They were literally being passed around from person to person. I can't wait to see the footage on that. Yeah, and the cool thing is that like we'll send it back to them. Like we have to drop it off here soon. And they're going to make us a like 5 to 6 minute highlight reel of our wedding day. Yeah. I can sit down and watch 5 minutes of myself.
Yeah.
So don't hire a videographer because they're charging like minimum $3,000.
Yeah, they're expensive, dude.
I get it. Like it's a hard day's work. But the other thing that we also did is hire a content creator.
Yeah.
Which was awesome because like I already have all the videos and pictures that she took last night. It hasn't even been 24 hours.
And they're ready to go, essentially. You can just edit them together and they're ready to go for social media, which is where you're posting your wedding stuff anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You're posting it for social media. That's because that's just kind of like, that's where we're at. Mm-hmm. That's like the medium people consume today. So like you're posting it for social media. Those are social media ready to go clips that you got the next day. Mm-hmm. You don't have to wait 6 months for a video that you spent $5,000 on.
Exactly.
And I don't know how the company you use, I don't know how expensive they are. But I mean, we had 2 cameras. I mean, you could probably buy, they could even be like older cameras. Maybe they're not the highest quality, but it's more just about capturing the moment. You could probably buy older camcorders for like a couple $100 a piece.
Like on eBay?
Yeah, like $300-$400 a piece. And you could buy like 5 of them for $1,500.
Yeah.
Have 5 cameras going around, get so much footage. And then piece it together how you want it to be. And it was a hell of a lot cheaper and a lot more fun.
Yeah.
Like, shout out my boys, Bryce, and shout out Braden. Because they were getting after it, bro.
That was cracking me up.
They were, like, full-on videographers. They were, like, squatting down, getting angles. They were pulling people to the side and interviewing them. They were having so much fun with it. Everyone was having so much fun with it.
I literally saw one of my friends at one point holding the camcorder, recording my other friend to a Justin Bieber song, going in a circle with the flashlight attached, going in a circle, just like it was a music video. It was, I can't wait to see it.
When we were in the groom suite, my 4-year-old nephew had the camera, and he went around from person to person, and he would point it up at them from where he was standing, and he just goes, "What do you love most about Uncle Drew?" And then they would answer, and he just went from person to person and did it. It was so cute, and it was so genuine, and it's something you wouldn't get if you had some professional, over-the-top, videographer company.
Yeah, I literally, recorded a video, a message, and I was, holding the camcorder, and I was like, I'm about to walk down the aisle, I'm feeling really nervous, but, I love you, Drew, so excited. Yeah. And, that's gonna be so cute.
Yeah, it'll be really good to look back on. Our final do, have a sweetheart table. We did it. So basically, a sweetheart table, if you don't know, is where the bride and groom sit at the front by themselves without their wedding party. Their wedding party goes and sits at the tables with their significant others and things like that. And you're able to have that kind of intimate, significant moment with your brand new wife, your brand new husband. And you get to just watch everybody from the top. You're not distracted by your groomsmen or your bridesmaids talking to you, trying to pull you to talk or whatever, or your groomsmen's wives, girlfriends, fiancés, or whatever coming over and talking to them. There's no distractions. It's just you and your person, and you get to watch all the people you care about interact with one another, and it's just so special. As a people watcher, I love people watching.
Same.
It was so much fun to just sit back and just watch all my family and all my friends interact and just have that special moment.
I agree.
With my special lady.
Also, like, we haven't seen each other all day, especially if you're not doing a first look. You wake up, you're not even sleeping next to them. You don't see them until about 4 p.m. Then after that, you're taking pictures. Everyone's surrounding you, taking pictures, videos, clips, whatever. And the only seconds that you will really have alone is if you schedule some private time before your grand entrance, and if you do a sweetheart table, because we were able to sit there and actually talk to each other like we hadn't talked all day.
Kind of debrief the ceremony a little bit. Yeah.
So I don't know. I feel like a sweetheart table is the way to go. Like, I love my girls and I love the guys that you had like as your groomsmen, but like, we've been with them all day.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you all day.
Yeah.
So it was like the perfect time to like just sit there and chit chat and hang out.
Do you want to do our last don't to wrap it up?
No, I think you got it because you feel pretty good on it too.
Our last don't is don't worry about other people. I, like Naomi, I'm a bit of an empath. I like to always make sure everyone's having a good time. I like to make sure everyone's comfortable. But last night I didn't care. I was pretty selfish, I'll be honest. I was in the moment, and the only thing I cared about was I want to have the best night possible with me and my wife. I wasn't worried about if someone wasn't having a good time. That's their problem. I wasn't worried about if something might go wrong. That's what the wedding coordinator's for.
See?
The only thing I cared about was, is the music good and are the drinks flowing? That's it. Anything else, everything else, even like family drama, there wasn't really any family drama, but if there was, don't care.
Don't care.
I'm here to have fun. I'm here to enjoy myself. I'm not here to worry about other people and if they're having a good time. There were some people at the wedding last night that, like, if I was sober, I could maybe see they weren't like having the greatest time, or maybe they just were in a bad mood. If I were sober, I probably would have went up to them and been like, "Hey man, what's going on? What's wrong?" Last night,
don't care.
Respectfully, don't care. Don't care. I love you. I love you. But I really don't care what you're going through right now.
Literally, like, it's my wedding night.
I'm trying to have fun. And this is all about me. We could talk about it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But tonight, it's all about having fun. It's all about being in the moment. It's all about enjoying this experience with my friends and my family. So, to close out our do's, don'ts list, do not worry about other people.
At all.
Is there anything you want to say on that? Or are we good?
No, we're good.
Whoo! I think that is the episode, folks. I think we've covered everything that we were going to cover. Yeah, overall, great wedding.
Yeah.
I had a great time with you. Very excited to be your husband.
I had a great time with you, too.
We're getting this one in on Saturday because tomorrow we leave for our honeymoon. We're going to Asheville, North Carolina for 3 days, and then we're going to go to Charleston for 3 days. So a little bit of a road trip action.
It's kind of like a mini moon, though.
Yeah, because we are going to Zimbabwe in December for 2 weeks, and that's kind of like the big trip.
Yeah.
But this is just kind of something like a little cheap we threw together because the Zimbabwe trip is expensive.
Very.
But it's 4 months from now.
Yeah.
So we wanted to get something in immediately after the wedding that was cheap, but also was going to be very memorable. And I think the natural beauty of Asheville, and then the historic city exploration of Charleston,
and the food.
We're going to eat so good, bro. We got blessed. We got blessed financially.
I can't wait.
At our wedding. So we're going to be eating good on this trip. I'm so pumped. I'm so excited. Thank you, Naomi, for being the first guest in Accidentally Profound History.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.
Wait, do we have any weekly observations?
I did not write anything down.
Okay, that's okay.
I could check for you real quick, I guess. See if there's anything that maybe...
What if I have a weekly observation? Weekly observations are my favorite part of the whole show.
No, these are all from last week.
Okay.
Yeah, no weekly observations, guys. I'm not sure what next week's episode is going to look like, if I'm being completely honest with you. We don't get back till Saturday. So I would be able to record on Sunday, but I may be pooped. So we may end up skipping next week. I am not 100% sure. Check the IG, check the Instagram for any updates on that at Accidentally Profound on Instagram. Once again, Naomi, thank you so much for being here. I had so much fun. Is there anything you want to plug to the people before we get out of here?
Tell your girlfriends, fiancés, and wives to follow me on TikTok.
What's your TikTok?
At Naomi Heggie.
Up and running. Almost 22K.
Yeah.
Indianapolis Phenom. If you're a brand listening, send her some brand deals. Send her some money. Run our bag up. I want to thank you guys so much for listening. It's been real. It's been fun. I may see you next week. I may not. Yeah, that's all I got. Bye, guys.
Bye.